in this dream, I was walking down the street, right? And all of a sudden, like the houses, it was like at dusk, like about to get dark, right? So it was about to get dark, and I'm walking down the street, and I can, for some reason, I can see inside every house, like through the window. They all had like front windows or something, and I could see right in. And I saw people in each house on both sides of the street. And I'm just walking, just walking down the street, and there was people like cooking, watching TV, doing different stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And and the sun started going down. As the sun started going down, as it started getting darker, the people started changing and turning into wolves in human clothing. They was talking and everything else. They was like wolves in human clothes that was talking and walking around and doing stuff. And I'm walking, and the streets start to close in on me, like get tight. Like it seemed like they was getting tighter as it was getting dark, and it was almost dark. And I looked in through the windows real good when I was walking past, and I seen a bunch of people at a card table playing cards, drinking, and stuff like that. And it was dogs. They was like wolves in human clothes. And they was talking and arguing and drinking and smoking cigarettes. Man, I'm not even playing. And other people was like fighting, like couples was fighting in their houses, but they was dogs, like wolves, you know what I'm saying, in human clothes. In other rooms, it was people like molesting their kids and doing crazy stuff. In other rooms, it was people that was on drugs and drinking. And everybody was like vicious acting. And they all was like wolves in human clothing, like walking around doing all this stuff. And then it was like pitch dark then, and I looked, there was this alley right there. And in this alley, I seen all these evil looking eyes like, look at me, right? So I broke and ran. I jumped in a cab, a taxi, you know what I'm saying? Somehow I flagged down a taxi. I got in the taxi, the damn taxi didn't even have a driver. It was like remote control or something. It was like it had no driver. It was ran by robotic, you know what I'm saying? And and so the taxi, it was kind of funny shape, you know, kind of like just funny shape, man. And it was like computerized, and it took me to my destination, right? And when I got to my destination was my cousin's house, my cousin E house, right? Over in Jennings, Missouri, right? When I got to E house, right, I got out the car, and it's like the whole sky was like red, right? And I'm walking, I'm looking, man, I'm like, damn, what, you know what I'm saying? And it was just this thick, eerie feeling in the air, right? Remember, I had this like back in 1986, right around time of the visions. Because when I had the visions, I had like a series of weird dreams, man, and it's not normal. And this is one of them, right? So, and right when I noticed the sky was red, I looked up, I saw a bunch of lights, like streams of lights, just shooting up. And I looked, and those was people shooting up in the sky. And let me see what happened after that. It's like it was like weird end of the world feeling and stuff like that. And that was the end of the dream. What's happening, fam? Last night I had a dream. In this dream, it was the landscape. And it was high-rise apartments and buildings. And then you had like major streets, and you had apartments and houses. It was just like a city. And on the side next to the city was this river, right? It was this big old earthquake, man. A big old earthquake. And the ground like opened up on the side of this cliff or whatever, right next to the river. The ground like slid open or something, cracked open or something, or dropped. Somehow it was exposed, the ground. And under the ground, man, it was giant creatures that looked like monsters embedded in the soil, in the earth, like in the clay. And they was just molded into the clay, like, and the one looked at me. They was like molded into the clay, right? And the one that was like in the clay, he turned his eye and like looked at me and was like looking around. You know what I'm saying? And the one looked at like a giant, his head like a giant bird with a beak. But he had sharp teeth and he like a muscle man's body. It was crazy. One looked like the guy that visited me back when I was 14. He had horns coming out his head like the Legend movie, like the Red Demon on Legend. One guy favored that guy. And it was all different type. They looked like dinosaurs and stuff with human bodies. It was crazy. But these things was gigantic. And they was in that soil. And after that earthquake, they came to life. They was never dead. They was just stuck down there somehow. But they was under this river, next to this river, under the earth. So to make a long story short, it was this big old earthquake. It cracked open the ground next to this river in this city area, or it's buildings nearby. And these creatures woke up. Okay? So first thing popped in my head, man, is the Euphrates River. It's angels, it's creatures locked under the Euphrates rivers that's supposed to be released right about now. You get what I'm saying? It's some creatures locked under the Euphrates River, like angels, that's supposed to be released right about now. Remember in the dream, it was a river. Then I looked up the area. It's like city right next to that. It's like streets and stuff. It's, neighborhood and popped up right there. So I don't know, something to think about, y'all. I don't know if this is prophetic or what. It's just a dream I had last night. So I just thought I'd share it. Peace out.